Hi everyone. For those of you who have not yet had a chance to put a face with the name, I'm Beth Lord of the Indie-Pendent. And last week I sent out a newsletter, and in it I mentioned that I'm going to be attending the Doo-Nanny Festival for the first time. And I received an email from Jeanne Flint, who I'm with here today.
That's me.
And she had suggested that maybe we sit down and talk, and allowed me to interview her to tell us all a little bit about the Doo-Nanny. But before we dive into that too deeply, Jeanne, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your work as an artist?
Okay. I'm a working artist. I do two kinds of different work. I mainly show at fine art and craft festivals around the southeastern United States. I do art jewelry, use found and recycled repurposed materials along with sterling silver and a kind of narrative and a pinch of humor. And then I also do mixed media box constructions, lighting, and small-scale sculpture.
And tell us a little bit about when and how you got involved with the Doo-Nanny.
Okay. The first time I went was in 2008, and I went with a fellow artist and printmaker, Catherine Lynn. We went down just for the day, just to see what it was about. I figured, you got to have fun at something called the Doo-Nanny. I mean, if you're not, you probably aren't doing something right. So we'll go down and immediately just fall in love with the place. It's on a private 80-acre farm Butch Anthony owns in Seale, Alabama. And there's art and music and a 45-foot tall sculpture that people work on all week long. And then there's a burn on Saturday night, a huge bonfire.
I'm so excited.
I know. And then there's all kinds of art projects going on. There's a communal kitchen. It's just an amazing thing.
When it started, the history, there's something about a turnip, and John Henry, I believe, was the one, right? He found a turnip in the ground and painted a face on it.
It came out looking like it had a face.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And so they sold it to an art collector for $50, and kind of all determined that, well, if you can sell something like that, then and that's kind of where the name came from. It's a Doo-Nanny. I believe that was the seed of the Doo-Nanny that was alongside the road in Pittsview.
And at that point, it was just like a folk art festival, right?
Yep.
And then it kind of merged into this music and art
and moved over onto the
everything.
private property. Yep.
Right. So you mentioned that it's on Butch Anthony's 80-acre farm in Seale, Alabama, and I was actually born in Montgomery, Alabama, and raised about an hour northeast of there in LaGrange, Georgia. So I'm super familiar with the landscape of that area, but as a first-timer and a newbie, I can't exactly visualize, how this whole thing is going to work. So maybe you could kind of paint a picture of what I can expect to see when I get there. Okay.
When you come onto the property, you will park your vehicle. There is parking for cars. We try to keep cars, to a minimum in the art area and the camping area. You'll come in. You will probably set up your camp where you're going to sleep, pitch your tent or whatever. And then you'll walk past Butch's house, past the Museum of Wonder, which you absolutely have to go in. It's an amazing place.
And that's Butch's work.
And then you will start walking down a road, and to either side of the right and left of the road will be artist booths. And they're not traditional artist booths. There are no white tents. It's a lot of things that people have built in the woods. And that really displays their artwork to the fullest. I mean, it's a whole environmental, everything goes together. You know what kind of work the person's doing by what their display looks like as you're headed down the road. Then you'll go down the road, you'll come to probably some food booths, but not your traditional food booths.
Nothing traditional there.
Right. Tamale, we've got a tamale guy, and we're doing a low country boil Friday night at the auction, the Possum Trot auction. You can come early for that on Friday night. And then you will see the stage. It's a double-decker stage, and you will immediately see the 45-foot tall sculpture that we work on all week long that will be ready to burn on Saturday night. You will see across the way probably camping. We usually set up a teepee. There's some large-scale circus kinds of tents. And just come with an open mind and an open heart, and you will have a great time.
So, okay, you mentioned, and I've read about this communal kitchen, and I love to cook and I love to entertain and prepare things for people, but I guess I just don't fully understand like how all that works, and I want to make sure that I'm prepared.
Well, you can come ready to share with people. You can make a huge, say you want to make a huge pot of vegetarian chili, and then invite anyone who wants to come in and have a bite. You can prepare a part of a meal. I would say just bring all your ingredients that you need. Bring your herbs and spices, and bring your citrus. Bring anything you're going to need to prepare whatever it is you've decided. Some people may come and serve cocktails. They may have, last year did mojitos and took them out and served them to almost everyone in the camp.
So did you prepare those for like 100 people or for 30 people? Or
I was prepared for about 40 or so.
Okay.
And, everything you need is there, all the cooking materials, pots and pans. But if you are going to make like one huge soup or something, you might want to bring that stock pot with you.
Okay.
But there are dishes, we wash dishes, and there's silverware there. We try not to use any plastic because we're real conscious of, keeping everything green. And we have recycling. We do composting of all the materials in the kitchen, except meat, because you can't compost that.
Right.
But you use a dish, wash a dish. If you want to come in and just, clean up a counter, do anything that you want to pitch in to help. We're really all about pitching in and supporting each other. And make your food, if you want to, you can make your food very artful. And so that can be your, contribution to the art there.
So everything's about creativity.
It is.
And about just being mindful of everyone there. Not being one who camps on a regular basis, this whole restroom thing and this hillbilly spa, I'm a bit, I guess, nervous about that part.
Okay.
So if you'll help me understand that.
Okay. Well, we have worm-powered outhouses, which are composting human waste.
Stuff.
Yes. So, just like you make compost for your garden out of your kitchen scraps, the worms take care of all of the, they clean everything up for us. So we have very, very little impact that way on the environment there on Butch's property. And then we have showers that are solar. We have a couple of solar showers. Then we have some that are heated. We have a huge horse trough that's heated by wood. We keep that going. Someone's always there. If you walk by and you see it needs stoking, stoke the fire, add a log.
And there's somebody there to teach us how to stoke the fire.
Sure, and I'll take you through and show you all around and show you how to take care of all
I'm
that.
not much of a fire stoker.
And you go and scoop out a big bucket, go over to your shower, put that in, and then when you are ready, you just pull the little lever and you just take a regular shower like your shower at home. And I'll, bring your toiletries, bring your towels.
And they're all like, are there people kind of everywhere around you, or?
No, the bathroom and spa area are pretty much by themselves. Then the outhouses are kind of scattered around the property. Then there is a bathtub. And the bathtub you can fill up with your hot water, make yourself a nice bubble bath. It's curtained off behind this beautiful silk area by the people that make this right here, these shibori silk
Very
scarves.
nice.
Thank you. And you just go in, fill it up, and then if you are in there and you run out of hot water, you can just ring a little bell. There's a little ding, 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 and someone will come over and bring you hot water. Hopefully it's a
Love
friend, though, because, you might not want a stranger bringing
For
you
those
hot
that are
water.
super
Right.
modest. Right. So I guess I first kind of read and found out about the Doo-Nanny through Natalie Channon's website. I am just shy of completely obsessed with everything that she touches.
She's an amazing artist. Amazing.
And I think seeing that level of artist there spoke a lot about the festival itself. And I'm just super, super, super duper excited about spending that time with all of you. So is there anything else that I need to know? Or
Well,
do they need to know?
I would come prepared to have a great time, to meet a lot of interesting people, and I would bring, there's some things I would bring. I would make sure that you have enough ice. I would make sure that you have,
How do you keep the ice cold all the time?
well, you bring
Frozen.
your cooler.
I mean, how does it stay frozen?
Well,
This is so not the script.
No, it's not. You know, anybody that ever camps or goes to anything that has a cooler, that's how you keep the ice cold. And then you put your stuff in there, and you just kind of keep stoking the ice as you go along. I would bring any wigs, props, costumery,
For the possum trot.
anything that
Option.
you might want. Think, you know, Mardi Gras, or you know, just anything that makes you happy. And you know, if you want to bring your little tutu, bring that thing, your purple wig,
This is
your
gonna be so much fun.
goggles, your, you know, you might need some
Oh, yeah,
kind
this
of
is a great pair of
protective
goggles.
eye gear. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
I would definitely bring your dancing shoes.
I'm not much of a dancer.
But you don't have to be a traditional dancer. You can just be a swayer, a stomper, a hula hooper, anything you want.
An open mind.
An
An
open
open
mind,
heart.
an open heart, and be prepared to have a great time.
That I'm ready for.
Okay.
Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
Sure. We're so happy you're going to be coming this year, and we're
Me
just
too.
have a great time.
So we hope to see you there. Thanks.